Hello friends, for time being we have said goodbye to Old English. Now we have just ended, we are on the threshold of the Middle English period. The Middle English period is marked by great changes, what historians would say momentous changes, changes fundamental and extensive, changes that have never before taken place, changes that would never after take place. So in other words, it is a turning point in the history of the English language. Now, what were the causes of these changes? First cause is Norman conquest and the conditions that prevailed after that. We have just now seen it had a tsunami effect. The Norman conquest had a tsunami effect on England as well as on the English language, if you want to put it like that. Not earthquake, we cannot say that, a tsunami, a washing, see that? And then we see that the reason is, the momentous changes or these fundamental changes, one reason is the Norman conquest. The Norman conquest and the conditions. The prevailing conditions that prevailed after this event, this great historical event. You have seen, no? English lost its position as the national language of England, and English had to wait for another 2 centuries to regain its lost position or the pristine glory, as we can say, the national language. Then the second reason, of course, is certain tendencies that had already begun in the Old English period continued. So that is, you can say, the second reason is tendencies in the continuation of the tendencies of OE, Old English. So certain tendency means already we have seen a reduction of inflections, leveling of inflections. You remember when we were discussing periods in history of English language, we saw the Middle English period is marked by leveling of inflections. Leveling means otherwise you will find a protruding like this, no? Like rocks protruding. Say stan, stanus, stane, stan, stana, stanum, stanas. See that is a sternum, stanas. But today we don't have any such thing, stone and stones, that's all. So how this came about, or how did this come about, to ask a question like that, how did this come out? Already we have seen this is one reason is this. But the reason that actually, now this is general, the particular reasons, you can see 2. One is phonetic change, that is changing pronunciation, and the other is operation of analogy. So this is historical reasons. Then in the language itself, within the language what happened? Within the language, one is phonetic change. Phonetic change means change in pronunciation. Phonetic change in pronunciation, simple language, changes in pronunciation. Pronunciation. I think that is, you know it already. Second is operation of analogy. Analogy means similarity. We will see this. See, we'll take the example of our stone and see how it works, etc. So is that clear to you? So far what I have been telling you is that Middle English period is a period of great changes, momentous changes, extensive changes, fundamental changes, changes that have never taken place before and would never take place after this also. Historical reasons we have seen, one is the Norman conquest and the conditions prevailing after that. Second one we saw this continuation of the tendencies that started in Old English period. Continue. And within the language itself, what happened is there is pronunciation, changes in pronunciation, and also there is, as we can see today, I give you an example of satisfactory. Today we don't say satisfactory, we say satisfactory. That's enough. So change in pronunciation. Also we don't say water, meter like that. We say water, meter. See, that is a softening of that plosive sound, T. We don't say tea, water. Give me a glass of water. We don't say, but we say water, water. Understand? If you want to continue, if you would like to continue pronouncing water as a water, okay, you can do it. Who is against it? Against you? Nobody is against you, isn't it? Yeah, but the trend is like this, that the plosives are becoming, or they are made soft. So it's a water. That's water. Who is the monitor? Not monitor, but monitor. Monitor. Satisfactory, not satisfactory, but satisfactory. Understand? So that is changes in pronunciation. And then operation of analogy. Analogy means similarity. See, for example, you find there's a competition, there are 6 participants, and then only two get prizes. Then 4 more are there. So the first 2 you give prize. Then as to make them also similar to the first 2, you will give consolation prize. This consolation prize giving is operation of analogy. Make them similar, equals. Understand that? We know that they don't require any, or they don't merit any consolation prize. But we do it because half a dozen children they are participating, and you find only 2 get award. Then what will happen? The other 2 they will be sad. No? So this award, something like that you will give to them also. Sometimes equal, as good as the one that you gave to the winners. That's a different thing. So that is called the analogy, operation of analogy. Or another example I will tell you, you are celebrating the birthday of a child. There are 3 or 4 more children, say cousins or something like that. So you keep a cap, the birthday cap on the head of the child or the baby who is celebrating, who is the actual celebrant. Then what will you do? You know, other children almost the same age, cousins and so on. So what will you do? You will give them also a cap. Each one a cap. So that they don't get any depression, so to say, mental depression. So make them equal. So that is operation of analogy. This happens very often in day-to-day life also. Understand? Yeah. For example, you find 5 or 6 students are very scored high marks. The teacher comes and says, "Oh, you are wonderful done." Then the rest of them also, he will say, "You have also done wonderfully well. Next time you will do better." So there is a kind of operation of analogy that is working, you can say. So that how does it work in this? In the decay of inflectional endings that we will see. The net effect of these changes, fundamental changes, extensive changes, momentous changes, profound changes, significant changes, is that Old English actually, now if you look at Old English, it's a foreign language. We will think that it's a foreign language. So Old English was synthetic language, or fully inflected. I have already told you what is synthetic. Synthetic means a language that indicates its relationship in the sentence by means of inflections. Words in a sentence by means of inflection. Analytic is like modern English. Without any inflection, you do it with the prepositions. So that is analytic language means. So the net effect is that because of these changes, the Old English synthetic language became an analytic language towards the end of the Middle English period. That is early modern English period. And that is the language that we are studying now. The language grammar that we are studying now. So one of the most important aspects of Old English was, you remember, inflections of nouns, adjectives, and then grammar. So adjectives, you have got a definite article and also personal pronouns. You remember non-verbs. Inflection of verb, you say conjugation. In the inflection of we say declension. Declension. Nouns it is declension, and verbs it is conjugation. Means they are saying it is a kind of it's a purely technical term. It's a first declension, second declension like that. So, first conjugation, second. Actually, these words have been taken from Latin. Latin grammar you have got, there are, I think about 4 declensions of nouns, 4 groups, understand? And there are a number of conjugations of verbs, like laude, laudu, laudare, laudat. Lots of things are there. Bibere, see, it depends on the ending of the verb. You need not enter into all these things. I am sorry that I confused you for 2 minutes talking about Latin, so that you can delete. Don't worry about that. So now when you come back to Old English nouns, you remember inflection of stand. We will take that example today also to see how the simplification took place. Inflection of stone, Old English stand. You remember now, singular, and then you have plural, isn't it? And also you have 4 cases: nominative, genitive, dative, accusative. What is nominative means? When the noun functions are subject, it is nominative case. And when it shows possession, it is the genitive case. When it is indirect object, it is dative case. When it is direct object, it is accusative case. You remember now? So you have got in singular, stand. Isn't it? Then you have got stand as genitive. Stand as genitive. And dative you have stand a. Stand a. These are inflectional endings. And accusative you don't have any. This is just like a nominative. Nominative and genitive, they are same. And then you come to plural, the same thing. Nominative, genitive, dative, accusative. Accusative, direct object, dative, indirect object, genitive, possession, nominative, subject. That's all. Simple English is like that. So we have got a nominative, plural, no, stand, as, see, and then you have got a stand, and you have got next is stand, remember stand, and stanas. So this is the inflection of Old English nouns. This we take it as a specimen, so you can understand. Now what happened is step 1 is, in simplification, we are talking about simplification. The step 1 is M in inflection and the endings became N. Pronunciation. So it's easy to say stan or stan. So M was changed to N. That is. So stan became stan. And then what happened? Second is this N was dropped. N was dropped. So what happens? What remains is only stanu. See that? Oh, here I made a mistake. Stan, isn't it? Yes, stan. Okay. So then what remains is only stanu. Did you get that point? I will do it here. See stan. Now this stan this M changed to N. Then it becomes stan. Then what happened? This is dropped. So stanum became stan. So that is what we hear. So 3 stages we can see. Stan becomes stan N is dropped, and you have got the final result is stan U. Understand? So this is step 1. This is one reason is I told you phonetic changes, isn't it? Yes. Then what happens? Alright? Okay. Now this has changed. Just becomes stanu. Alright. Then all the vowels say A, E, O, not O. Yes, O, U. There are 4 vowels, A, E, O, U. In inflectional endings became the indeterminate vowel but spelt E. A is full vowel. When you say that is the half of it. So what happened is inflection in this, but it's written here with the spelling. So it became stand S, stand A, and A. Look at that. Here also, stand S. Then here we have the dative case stand A. So there is no change. And then you have got the stand. There is no change. So look at that. So how many forms are there? And then what happened? Now this here it is, there is A, there is A, there is A, there is A. Here there is A, there is A. But no A here, no A here. So operation of analogy to make them similar. I told you just now. Runners or the participants, you give consolation prize. So all these forms are given A. Indeterminate vowel, half vowel, but it is written with the English letter E, pronounced understand? Like you say now, you say like this, sender. You don't say sender, but you say center. Center. What do you say? The schwa vowel. In phonetics, we say the schwa vowel. Understand? The vowel. Okay. So some knowledge of phonetics is also good to go through all these things. Okay. So there you are. So you don't have this. So you give A. Here also you don't know. So you give A. Now what happens? How many forms are different? Here one is common, stan A. The other is stan S. Stan S. And here nothing. See that? Here you have only stan A, stan A, stan A, stan. That's all. So all these forms disappear. Look at that. And when you come here, this is common, no? So this you can delete. You can delete this also, and then we have got two. See that? Stan and stanus. Understand? Yes, stanus. Oh, here you have got one, yes. A, here we have. Stanus, yes. Stanus, stane. Here also stanus. So this stanus you can delete. Stane can be deleted. Stane can be deleted. But stanus you have to take. So you have got nominative singular, then this is stanus. Here you have only one plural we take, no? So stanus. So this is plural, this is nominative singular, genitive singular, and this is nominative singular. So how many forms remain? Of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, only 3 forms. So leveling of inflections. Did you get it? It's very simple as such. So step 1, one of the reasons, 2 reasons are there. One is phonetic change. Phonetic change means pronunciation change. That we saw already. A became like that. Half. So we said stan, you remember the first step, M became N and N was dropped. So became stan U. Second step is A, E, O, U, vowels. They became A. Then as a result of this what happened? And then the third step is, by analogy, nominative singular and accusative singular were given A. Understand? They were given A. Otherwise they will remain separate. Understand that? So they were given. With the end result is that you have only 2, 3 forms. Which are the forms? One is the nominative singular, the other is genitive singular, and the other is ES plural. And then what happened is, there is only one, there is only this genitive and then ES. ES, or sometimes what happens, S. ES not always, S. And as an exception, you can see there is an n plural also. That happened here. It says stan We said now m became n. See that? And then u became e. Stanen. That's what you find in oxen. Oxen. But that is exceptional. Just forget about that. Because you are studying it separately. Sheep, like that. Deer, oxen, you say. You understand. But the origin of this en plural is this. When you say stanen, afterwards what happened? Certain words the n did not go. They did not drop the n. The n was retained. So you have two plurals. One is s plural, es plural, and n plural. N plural is very not at all common, but es plural is common and s plural is also common. So the universal mark of, the universal sign of the plural became s. Not only in English but many other languages, many other European languages. So in English, it is normal plural is s. This is the origin of that normal plural. I think we are clear. So enough. I have given you enough food for thought. See that? So we started like this, Middle English period. Middle English period is marked by great changes, profound changes, extensive changes, fundamental changes, momentous changes. The most important change we have seen is the leveling of inflections. And then we also saw in vocabulary, there's addition of dropping of Old English word stock and also adding more words from Latin and French. So two things happen mainly. One is leveling of inflections and the second is borrowing or enrichment of language by borrowing words from Latin and French rather than using Old English words. Old English words, they said, many of the Old English words, they said goodbye to them. Understand? And now we saw the leveling of inflections. I hope you have understood what I have said and you are enjoying these classes. That is the history of the English language. More we will see next time when we meet. Till then, bye. Have a nice day.